All right, let's start with a big story that we are tracking at this hour, where in the latest development in the Indian board examination paper leak row, 3 people, including 2 teachers of a private school in Outer Delhi's Bhavana, have been arrested by the Delhi Crime Branch in connection with the alleged leak of the Class 12 CBSE economics paper and the Class 10 mathematics paper. The retest for the CBSE's Class 12 economics paper will be held on the 25th of April, while the Class 10 mathematics is to be held shortly in that period of time as well. And this is an examination that is to be conducted only for students in Delhi and Haryana in the month of July. Now, the Delhi police had earlier already questioned as many as 60 people in connection with the CBSE leak case, including the administrators of over 10 WhatsApp groups on which the leaked question papers were reportedly shared. All right, now for more on this, we are joined in by our correspondent Jessica Taneja, who joins us live from the newsroom. Jessica, what more information do we have on this story?
Well, the person that I caught today, in fact, were tutors running private schools outside the Delhi NCR region, the Bhavana region, which is in question here. Also important to point out that these 3 tutors, according to reports that are emerging right now, had leaked specifically the economics paper and the mathematics paper just half an hour before the exam on WhatsApp and on email, selling it for approximately 35,000, and then later for 5,000 each. And these were, in fact, the CBSE officials are also, according to reports that are emerging, of course, that the CBSE officials were given out those images in email, warning them about a possible leak, but that did not trigger any warning for the CBSE officials to act at that point in time. So then they had these 3 perpetrators right now in question, who've been taken into custody by the Delhi police for further questioning and investigation.
Absolutely indeed, Jessica. And also considering the fact as to how CBSE has handled this entire controversy, they have ordered for a re-examination. There are several thousands of students who've got nothing to do with this leak, and they are also facing the brunt of this leak.
Absolutely, Saleh. It's a massive nightmare for students to give mathematics exam and especially economics exam as well again. And for these students, board exams matter a lot. They determine their future, and a lot depends for them with higher education as well. So, of course, taking that into consideration, it's not only just problematic, but nightmarish for students who have to reappear and study again. Imagine students who had given a good exam and might not qualify with a better paper next time. Of course, there's a lot of convenience that students come out with after they've finished a good paper. And, of course, students are protesting as well all over Delhi, as we've been seeing for the past few days. They're demanding stricter actions. Also to point out, some of the students have also moved the Supreme Court of India, and on Monday, which is tomorrow, the Supreme Court will hear their plea. And in their plea, the students say that we don't want this retest. There should be stricter actions taken against this possible leak and the officials acting up on issues like this.
Right. And also, Jessica, if we were to look at the nitty-gritties of this case, now there are 3 teachers who've presently been arrested, but the fact of the matter is a leak could not have actually taken place unless there was an insider who was actually leaking this paper to the teachers outside. So will we see some sort of accountability on the part of the CBSE in this case?
Well, speculations are rife about the fact that there has to be an internal source leaking these papers, and it's impossible for these tutors or the alleged perpetrators who've been caught by the Delhi police today to have those papers in no time, and especially half an hour before the examination, as per the reports that are emerging right now. And this, in fact, is high time that CBSE takes accountability of what has happened. And, of course, we also know there are some exchanges from Google as well, in order to confirm that what exactly had happened on their platforms as well. So, of course, those details are not out in public because they're not being shared with, I think, public at this point in time. But there are, of course, speculations as to how and why would a CBSE official let it happen, especially, Saleh, talking about tutors in particular, you and me, and, of course, the generation we are in. We've all grown up taking extra tuitions outside schools, and these tutors, of course, have immense pressure to see their students perform.
Right.
And given that mechanism in place, many are also questioning and arguing that this mechanism needs to go. Schools should only be continued, continue to teach whatever way they have to inside schools, and allowing these extra tutors or extra educators outside schools, of course, builds a lot of pressure on their business models, and hence possibly makes all this happen, and students have to suffer then.
Right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Jessica Taneja, for joining us and getting us all those updates. But the big question, of course, is will there be accountability that will be taken of the CBSE in this case that has impacted thousands of students who had given their board examinations. They thought they had done their examinations, but now mathematics and economic papers will have to be redone by thousands of these students because of a leak that has taken place where perhaps a few handful of people, a few handful of these unscrupulous students have got hold of the paper, but it is the majority which has to bear the brunt of this leak that has taken place in the CBSE.